All right, today we are working on a 2007 Honda Ridgeline, the 3.5, and we got some power steering issues. So as you can see, here's the power steering pump right here. It is making a bunch of racket, some bunch of noise. I can crank it up and show you, but it also, I just see recently it was kind of low the other day, so I added some more to it. And now it looks like it's spewing over, and you can see the wetness, you know, down inside. Let's get the light. And you can see the being all wet, so and dripping down. So I'm going to clean that up. It looks like it's a power steering failure. I don't see it's leaking from the hoses itself. I don't see. So it looks like it's just. Some light or some. Looks like it's coming up over. I hope it's not the reservoir itself, but I see it's on the top here. I'm not sure where that would be coming from. So I'm going to crank it up and go lock to lock and see exactly where it's coming from. I'm going to clean it up first and then see exactly where it's coming from. I'm not sure if it's going to be the cap itself. I don't think it would be, but as you can see there, it's at the full mark. I don't know if there's air in the system or what. So it's actually over full, so that might be the reason. So maybe it's just the power. I added more to it. Maybe I didn't need it, and that's causing it just to overflow. So that's where I'm going to start at. Should be a fairly simple install. I say simple. This belt here will come off. All right, I'm gonna start taking off this cover here and see what it takes to get this off. And yeah, I think it's just overflowing because I got too much in there. So I'm gonna clean that up as well. Cleaning up around the reservoir. And might try to bleed. Here is a reservoir for the coolant, a little low. I'll add some more of that to it. So this thing here just lifts up and it slides. You can move that around to get some more room around the area to clean up. This is my first video with a new microphone. The DJI Mini microphone. So let me know how well it sounds. Yeah, I don't know if I've even posted since I've gotten this camera. This is a Osmo Action 3. It's not the newest. They're up to a 5 now, but this is all I really need. So we'll put that guy back. It looks like it's cleaned up. I might have to pull some out of it. I will lose some fluid when I take off the actual power steering pump. So I may try to bleed the system. I'm not sure exactly how. You put some pressurize one of the hoses and put a bucket down and see it bleed out. Might be the easiest way. So let me get this off and I can set you up here. This cover just comes off with these 3 little quarter turn twists. That lifts up, and there's some detent. Sorry, these little things just plug into these little holes in here. That comes off real easily. Set that down. I'm gonna grab me some gloves. Beautiful gloves. These are actually some higher quality ones. Very thick in a good way. All right, so now we know what we're looking at. Here's the power steering pump is right here. I wish this was cooler. I just went for a drive. I'm going to turn a little fan on to see if it can cool this down a little bit quicker. Have it blowing upward. Maybe suck some of the heat out as it rises out. Yeah, it's a warm day. It is July 25th in South Louisiana, so very warm weather. I'm going to try to do this with some somewhat basic tools. Small little kit. It's a little Stanley kit. I got plenty of other tools. This is just easy and convenient. Socket set, impact driver. I think there's a few 10 mils. Go on here, this hose attached. I'm going to start with the belt first. I do have, get that off. So this is a 14 mil. Maybe you can see down there's a nut on one of these pulleys. There's a nut that will release. It's a spring-loaded pulley. Make sure you get that on there. You can use this to get a little more leverage. Pull it up, belt slides off. I can leave that right there for the time being. So this is making a bunch of noise. Two 10 mils to get this upper line off. Yeah, I said I was going to show you what it sounds like, but it was just a really bad whine. I'm not going to even bother. So every time you go left or right. So sometimes air gets in these, and that causes it to make a bunch of noise. And that could be the solution. It could be some O-rings changing out. I do have some possibly extra O-rings I can throw on there. So that's one. The next is this one, a pair of needle nose pliers. You always need napkins. This is probably going to make some mess. That's the fun of this, right? There's some new towels underneath it. Lift it up. It's higher than the reservoir, so maybe it won't come out. A little bit did. All right. Push this back up out of the way. Maybe that might be good. Maybe not. How about just plugging it up with something? This work? No. Not sure what all you can see. Just try not to. Alright, so, besides some bolts, I can start taking this off. I'm going to grab the new one and verify all parts match up correctly. By the way, did I say it's hot here? It's not just heat, it's a lot of humidity to go along with that. So I know the people up in the northern states get hot, but I'm not sure how hot it gets with the humidity involved. Some of our other friends down in Florida, I guess they deal with the humidity as well. All right, so here is the new part. They did have a cover to go over that one. It's right here. And let's see if this is right. And they got a cap going over that one. So this fits in like so. Here's the tube we just took off. Here's the other cap that we just took off here. And it bolts up with just 1 and 2 bolts. Looks pretty straightforward. So I'll set this off to the side and we'll get wrenching down on a few of these nuts here. Let's see, are they 10s? No, not a 10. Maybe a 12. That's correct. 12 millimeter on the side. Might need an extension. If you're doing this job, there is only 2 bolts. Pretty easy to get to and to see. Didn't take that much force to get it off. Use just the fingers. That one's loosened. Just should be roughly finger. finger tight after that. Ooh. Yeah, that bolt's coming loose. Just with my fingers. Yeah, no rust or salt used around here, so everything is fairly good shape. This fluid doesn't look all that great. The other bolt a little bit lower down on the bottom. So as you see here, I just took off this bolt. It's loose coming out. There's another bolt at the very bottom of the pulley. So this sits up about like so. Those are the bolts in the very bottom. And this doesn't clear the pulley, so I gotta get something a little bit longer. Deep socket. So this is just a deep socket 12. Gets me out a little bit longer, and I have it on a different wrench, a little more leverage. You can see the difference in leverage. So hopefully this will be all I need. Not running into the engine bracket that's right there, but I think there's clearance on the side of it. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, there's a bolt down here, but that's not to it, so it's kind of in the back. If this was sitting at 12 o'clock up here, this bolt would be, was around 8 o'clock, and then one down here around the 5:30 mark. Real time, folks, real time. For the most part. I see I started this probably at 18 minutes ago. Not be too bad. Bolt came out pretty easily as well. Again, this is a 2007, so it's not very new. All right. Oh, engine's hot. There's one bolt. I think the bolts are the same, but we will verify. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly if you see what I can see, but so here's the one bolt. The other bolt was down in here. Yep, same size bolts, and this should just wiggle right out. Oop. Ooh, it's hot though. Whew. So there's fluid in it, so it's, you know, spill some probably. Let's put it back in its original box just so it's not tipping over or anything. They got these caps. We can put those back on the old one so it doesn't spill. This cap here, does it come pre-oiled? Seems very lubricated. Is there oil in it? No. So now I'm just gonna wiggle this dude back on in. Use the same bolts. And based on how much torque I used to take these off with, I don't know, probably 10 to 15 foot-pounds, if that. I don't know what that is in Newton meters or one of these caps. Ooh, it's hot. Yeah. This is kind of a, I say, a El Cheapo from Amazon. It's got good reviews, but we'll just have to see how well it lasts. To me, this is something that's fairly simple to interchange out, so if it does break, I can always replace it fairly quickly. Like I said, it's only been 22 minutes of recording. There might be some cuts in and out when editing to make it a little shorter. But one thing I didn't check, and we'll see, is if the pulley is the same. Yeah, it does. It looks like it's the right pulley. Just using the head of the nut to kind of like a little screwdriver. It's not the most comfortable pattern. I mean, not pattern, but leaning over, but it's not that. I've been in worse. It's about good for that. And it'd help if I was on the right bolt. I'm just spinning on a 10 millimeter. All right, that looks good. So now the belt hadn't moved. It just needs to go around here. So what I'll do is lift up on this and boom. Let that go down there. We're 90% done. Just gonna put these lines on and power it up. Like I said, I do want to maybe push this fluid out. I think I have enough fluid. I'm gonna go check that first. A little over 3 quarts of, so there's quarts, 3 bottles, it's not quart, 12 ounces each. So, all right, and then I have a partial filled, maybe 4 ounces inside it. So ideally, if I put a jug underneath here, and put pressure inside here, I should get fluid coming out. We'll try to make that work. Gotta find a jug. So a mixed nut can. I have a bunch of these. I eat a lot of nuts. Ha, no pun, no jokes. No jokes there, guys. And put that around there. Just wedge that in. So now, if I pressurize this, maybe you move the steering wheel back and forth, it will send fluid out there. Let's give that a try. Get my air compressor up and going. Let's give this a go. I feel like it's just gonna bubble up out of here. Let's do something a little different. So down here, releasing this. This goes to the reservoir, which this thing sucks in power, steering fluid. Here, which may be a mess again, but this goes straight to the rack. Yeah, messy. Oh, now I'm making, oh no! Huge mess. Huge mess. I wasn't thinking about that. That was the reservoir. Some more napkins. Paper towels. You gotta love the DIY. All right. Trademark. All right. Set that reservoir off to the side. I might have better luck putting this down here. I don't know what's easier. Let's wipe this off, don't contaminate anything. Ooh, it seemed to work a little. As you can see, this comes into here. I have the hose here. Let's shove that in. Yeah. It's atomizing the fluid versus doing what I thought I would do. Alright, that didn't work out as easy as I thought. Not as easy. I mean, it kind of is. Alright. So now it's the other way around. You might see it going into there. All right, I think I was successful. This is the goo, a little aerated, I guess. That's the power steering fluid. Now, it shouldn't look like that. It should look much clearer, almost like regular motor oil. So I pressurize the line through here, all the way back up through here. So hopefully that does the trick. Pour the remaining of this fluid out of the reservoir, if there is any. There's a hose here. Remove that. Did I say it's a messy job? Yeah, let's be prepared for that. Oh, man. Knowing what I know now, let's see, be ready with your like oil pan of some sort to catch your debris. Let's have a regular motor changing oil canister thing here. I'm gonna have some parts cleaner. Air this back up and get rinse out the reservoir. Now, these little canisters for brake cleaner, not too bad. You pressurize the cylinder, and it allows you to reuse your, I say reuse, but not making words here. You can buy parts cleaner without the cans, and there's a strainer inside here that kind of gets some of the debris stuff out of it. So I'll just try to clean it up a little bit with some brake cleaner. All right. I say that a ton, don't I? I'm actually annoyed with myself with it. So now putting the hose clips back on in the same spots. They should be able to spin. I need them to go. It's underneath the AC line. It's there. So there is fluid inside there, which is good. It is capped to keep it in during shipping. So that will go here. I'm going to look for a new O-ring for this. Wow, it's dripping wet. And see what I can come up with. Hopefully I don't mess that O-ring up. It's a fun video where you're staring at the thing the whole time. Anyway, I'm using a pick tool. This wasn't leaking before, so maybe I don't need to change it. Maybe I might do more harm than good. But if it's leaking air through it, and the suction, is that the suction side? I think that's the pressure side, which it is. I'm debating on changing it or not. I want to say these vehicles had an issue where this was a defect in the line. Alright, it's not gonna follow. This is a square cut one. Wow, the water that came out of the glove. It's ridiculous. So I think this one's a little bit bigger. Just want the these to stick out a little. It should be a little tighter getting on here. Alright, yeah, that seems a lot better. I made a damn mess underneath there. We'll put these caps back on the old one. We'll see what that torque looks like on those. Just doing it by feel. So next ones we're adding the power steering fluid. This is on the power steering fluid. Go ahead and finish this little bottle out. I can get it in there. So compare the color of it. A little dab on here. So it's just almost clear oil. It should be in there, not that brown stuff. I'm doubting this has ever been changed. Funnel would be probably a good idea. I live on the edge. slowly go down. I may have put too much. I know this stuff has to get inside, so this reservoir is pretty full at the moment. Move all this stuff and I will start the engine. And hopefully it sucks it down in there. I will put the cap back on just in case it goes to want to splatter me. And you might hear the sound it makes, the whining noise. Obviously the pump's going to be starved for a little bit of fluid when it first starts up. So we shall see. Yeah, I got no power steer at the moment, so I have to go lock to lock to see if it helps out. Getting better. Check on the fluid. So that's the sound it's making. Here, it's at the low mark. Let's add some more. This is the full level now. I'm going to work it back and forth and see if we can get some of that remaining of the wine away. And the O-ring's not leaking, which is good. Butt everything back up and clean everything up and take it for a test drive. The steering wheel seems to work fine. That's not a problem. It's more the noise. I'm gonna turn it off, clean up all the spillages I made, and take it around the block a little bit and bring it back and see how it sounds. You got to spray some cleaner. Here's the reservoir. Probably could add a little more fluid to it. Say fluid, but that really is all it is to this thing. Just cleaning everything up. Let's just kind of. Wish there was a better way of lining stuff up, but it's kind of by feel. Just make sure you're lined up over your oil cap. I think that's it. That's it. Take you on the road. I don't know how many minutes the other one was. I did stop the camera for a short blip. Got a nice mess down here where oh, what was that one from? Let me take a look and see where that's coming from. I see the one spot. What's the other one for? Unless it just ran down the beam. Yeah, it's just running down the beam there. Cool. I'm gonna clean that up and take it for a ride. All right, low light, but what you don't hear is a squeal anymore. I actually just let it sit for a minute, and I cleaned up everything, and then by the time I turn it back on, everything seemed to be okay. So that's it. That's all it is to it. Is got this little cover to get off. You got 2 bolts going to the high pressure side, and then 2 bolts holding the power steering pump on. This hose here pulls off, moves out of the way. You can bleed the system if you like. You can, if it's fluid, it's pretty good in there. Then you can probably leave it and just pop the new one back on. Typically, when there's that whining sound, is typically air in the system. So you might have too low of fluid, or you have a O-ring that is not sealing properly, so you get air is getting introduced in the system. So that's it. I'm gonna end the video there. Hope you learned something, and hope you like, subscribe, and until next time.